Hello again everyone and welcome back to Crochet Rocks. It's Tracy and today I'm going to show you how to make this ultra solid hexagon. You may remember I did a tutorial on this one. This is a solid granny hexagon and it has this little kind of hole going up the corners, whereas this one is completely solid, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It does have a more rounded appearance, but if you wanted to make your hexagon larger than this, as you go round, these corners become more pronounced, but I quite like this size and sewing them together. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and for this tutorial I'm going to be using a DK weight yarn and a size 4mm crochet hook. And I've got my scissors at the ready because I've lost my little snippers. I don't know where they've gone. And for this tutorial, we make the magic ring. Before I go on, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. It's over here somewhere or over there somewhere. Just hit on that little subscription and then on the notification bell, and you'll be told when there's new videos. Giveaways, which I've got 3 going at the moment, unless you're watching this in the future, but I'm bound to have some others, and lots of other tutorials, yarny chats and things going on, Whip Wednesdays and all sorts of lovely stuff. If you could just give this a like and a share, that would be much appreciated. So for this tutorial I'm going to be using the magic loop or magic ring. I've got a tutorial quite in depth on how that's done if you want to watch that first to familiarise yourself. And I've also going to be using a treble crochet in UK terms. That's a double crochet in US, but I'll refer to the terms in UK terms throughout the video. And I've got a tutorial as well on how to do the treble crochet, so if you wanted to watch that first, familiarise yourself with both the magic loop and that, then please do. But this is how I do mine. I make a ring, I insert my hook, pull the yarn through, and then just simply do a chain. But for this particular tutorial, as it's a treble crochet, I'm going to do 2 chains just to get me up to that height. So there's the magic ring, and we're going to crochet over the tail, which is where the magic happens. So we need 12 treble crochets. And I'll do a couple very slowly in case you're not that familiar with them. But it's yarn over, inside the centre of the ring, yarn over and pull. Oh, did I get that quite in? Yarn over and pull through a loop. So you'll have 3 on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. I'll show you again. Yarn over, into the centre of the loop, yarn over and pull through another loop. 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So with my 2 turning chain there, I have 3 in total, and I need 12. So I'm not going to count because it's very off-putting for you if you're also counting and you're at a different number to me. So I'm going to be quiet for a second while I just make up the rest of mine. If I go ahead of you and you want to pause the video to catch up, then please do. Now I think I have 12, so I'm just going to count them to make sure. So that's 11 and my turning chain makes 12. So now we get the end of our magic loop, this tail end, give it a tug and it miraculously closes. Now it will tighten up even more, but while you're working it will loosen off again. But that's no problem. Once you're ready to secure that with a needle and thread, it will close up for good. So now we're going to slip stitch into the second of our turning chain. There's the first one, there's the second one. So we just insert the hook and do a slip stitch into there. Now for this particular first 2 rounds, we are making a circle. So just like in the other videos in the round, we're going to do an increase in every stitch because we're going to increase by another 12 stitches. So now we do 2 chain, which counts as our first, and we do another one into that same slip stitch. And now we're going to do 2 treble crochets in each stitch around, and we should end up with 24 stitches. It's not until the 3rd round, did I do 2 in there? It's not until the 3rd and 4th round it starts to become more hexagon shaped. And even then, it's still quite a subtle corner. Just pull some yarn. Keeps getting caught under my arm, which makes it tight. If I go ahead of you again, just pause the video and catch up. Almost there. Okay, so I think this is the last one to increase into. Do our 2. And if you want to, just go and count them all. Oh, lost count already. $24, that's fine. So now we just slip stitch into the top of our 2 chain again. And this is where we start to make things a little different. Excuse me. So we do our 2 chain as normal, and in this first slip stitch we're going to do another treble crochet, so we're going to do our increase. But now we need to start making our sides, and so for this particular round we will just do a single crochet in the next, it's not a single crochet, a single treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. So 1 in that one and 1 in that one, and now we make a corner, and we do that by doing 2 treble crochets in the next stitch and 2 treble crochets in the next stitch. So that's 2 increases together. So we're still increasing our work by the same amount of stitches, by 12, but we're just doing it a different way to make the corners. So now we will do 1 in the next 2 stitches, because that's our side, and now we'll make another corner by putting 2 in this one and 2 in this one, and we'll make another side by 2 crochets and a corner by an increase in both stitches. And when you get into the next row, it will make a little bit more sense. Next round, should I say. And so another corner, so another side, and then our increases to make the corner. We'll just go all the way around. Let's pull out some more yarn. I've done my increases. If you ever get stuck, just look and you can quite clearly see that you've done 2 lots of 2. Another corner. And now you should be left with 3 stitches. So we do 1 in the next 2. And as we started with an increase there, to finish off our corner, we do an increase at the end. And then by slip stitching together, that's now our 2 increases. So this next round will make those corners even more noticeable. So we'll do our 2 chain and we'll increase into the same slip stitch. And then in the next 4 stitches, we will do a single. So that's the first one, got a little bit hidden. 2, 3, 4. So now we're at the centre too of our previous increases, and those are the ones that become our increase for this round. So we'll do 2 in the next 2. If you've ever made a ripple blanket, that's the same principle. So now our sides are 4 single trebles, or 4 trebles on their own, might be the better way of saying it. And now we do our increase corner. As you can see, they're starting to become more corner-like. And now we'll do 4. So each time you go round, you're increasing your sides by 2. So if you went for another round, you would be doing 6 along your side, then 8 along your side. And that's just how this particular hexagon grows. And now we're doing a corner again. And 4. And now our corner. Oops, I missed that one. I'm going to start to look into some microphone options. Mostly people tell me that it's loud enough, but the odd person will say that they can't hear me too well. Rather than shout and wake everybody up in the house, I think I best invest in a microphone. Just looking into which is the best one at the moment. I think I'm losing my voice a little bit. My children will be happy. So we're getting near the end. This is particularly good for people who really don't like all the holes in their work, especially in blankets. And there is a way, and this last one will be an increase because that was the other half of the beginning, if you see what I mean. So now we join them together with a slip stitch, and you've made your hexagon. I know it doesn't look particularly hexagon-like, but it will in a second. So I'm going to end off, although there is a way of joining your hexagons by by crocheting them together, and you do that in this particular round, but it is quite an involved method, and it's not for everybody, but I have done it before. But I'm going to do a tutorial on the various ways to join your work, so I'm going to do a few different ones, but that's basically how we make the absolutely solid hexagon. It just remains to sew in your ends, and you really need to secure this one. With this one, you can just with a darning needle, I work my way down and then I sew it in along this ridge here, and then I go back. I go over another stitch and I go back, and just to secure it. But this one, you really need to secure this one well, because you don't want it to unravel from the middle. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.